Hello again and welcome to Tommy Travers' football predictions. I'm doing a prediction now on the Kildare Monaghan match. It's for to get into the quarterfinals of the All Ireland Championship for the Sam Maguire. So it's really serious now. This is knockout now. It's extra time and penalties as far as I know. So it has to be decided on the day. So it's on Saturday. It's 4:45. The minor match is on before it. Kerry against Monaghan. So that might give Monaghan a bit of an advantage crowd-wise. Now they will have further to travel because they are the away team. Kildare would have had this match in Newbridge only for the ground has been done up. I think the stand is actually knocked down now. Once it started at all anyway, you couldn't be in the ground, you know what I mean, safety. So they're playing down here in Tullamore where they played last week. So it's nice, grand pitch and all. Most of us was all out on it afterwards talking to everyone. And I didn't see any of the players because again I got down there. I think they were all gone. They probably got them in off the pitch because they're right, like, because they want to get them. Do you know, they've only 6 days to recover and it was a fierce, tough, tight match and very physical and they lost a fierce amount of water and sweat and that during the match. One of the lads was saying to me, he was talking to Cribben afterwards, and Cribben was only on for about 10 minutes, like, and he said, and like the sweat running off him. So what was the other lads who were playing for 80 minutes, you know, because with all the bits of extra time in the matches now, it's working out to nearly playing 80 minutes, roughly 80 minutes. So Feely anyway got the point. I don't know how he got it over. I was hoping that he'd get the mark, and they did give him the mark, and then he took it, and it was from right out, like it was very nearly right on the sideline, like just in a little bit, and it was some kick. Now he was kicking it with his left foot, which suited him on that side, but it was still a great kick. But he did take frees and that, as he was saying before, you know what I mean, when someone else was injured, he was taking it from the left hand side. So now he took one from the right as well and scored it earlier on. So he is. Now Kildare, I think, scored 5 points from marks, and I heard some of the commentators on the Saturday game were sort of saying like, maybe this should be taken out of the thing now. So I don't know, like, because now I didn't like it at the start when it was brought in, but it seems to be suiting Kildare, so I'm all for it now, you know. This match now anyway, Monaghan, very tough team. Kildare did beat them in the league last year when Kildare were in Division 1. Monaghan were Division 1 and Monaghan's still in Division 1 because they escaped and they stayed up there. But last year we did beat them. Now a few years ago, I can't remember exactly how many, but it was a backdoor match in Croke Park and Kildare was winning. Ollie Lyons was marking McManus and he was marking him and had his putting his hands in, you know, trying to stop kicking it, and then he threw, you know, the way the players throw their hands out then, and when he threw his hands out, I think, or just maybe before that, McManus goes down on the ground and the ref gives him a free. He equalises and extra time, and Kildare were beaten. Monaghan went on to play Dublin next round and they were beaten, but they did beat Kildare. So now I don't think any of those matches is really going to make any match or difference to the match on Saturday. This is a completely new match now. Kildare and Monaghan, they didn't meet this year because they're not in the same league now. Kildare's in Division 2, Monaghan's in Division 1. So it's all down to this game now. So I think it's going to be very, very tight. I was talking to a man today, a loud man today, and he sort of thinks, he said to me, what do you think? Well, I said, I think Kildare and just shaded. Now he thinks Monaghan and shaded, which is fair enough, you know. So anyway, I'm going to chance a Kildare win. Now, Jimmy Hyland was brought on in the very last few minutes of the match, which is great to see that he's back because he's had to been out for a long, long time with a hamstring injury. So hopefully then have Jimmy to come in. I didn't hear the team. The team won't be announced probably till near kick-off. And do you know what I mean? The team that does be announced does change as well because Flynn and all started the last day, Feely, and do you know what I mean? Like as someone said, Fitzmaurice said, what Glenn Ryan is doing now is he was sort of finishing with his best team. Now what he's doing is starting with his best team, which I think is probably the right idea, and then he's bringing on young lads. There was one young lad came on off the O'Neill is his name, off the under-20s team. So it's great to see him even so quickly like blend or getting these young lads in. So it's great to see them coming on. So this is going to be a baptism of fire anyway for all the players now to get up to this level, to get up to the speed of the game and all that they did before. And it all depends on what sort of a game it is, what way it works out. Weather-wise, tomorrow now is to be a nice day. I think there might be some rain on Friday, Saturday. I don't know exactly. But overall, the weather is quite good now at the moment. Sometimes you can get a real bad hail or a shower, very heavy shower. It was a dreadful heavy shower yesterday in Selbridge. And when you went to Maynooth, it was stopped. So, like, you can hit anywhere. And yet, another time you could get a completely dry ball. So, it's not bad. And whatever way it is. Now, the Kildare players, the last day in the first half, seemed to be slipping a lot. And the chap sitting beside me said it was cogs. So I said to him that surely have boots to change at half time. But to come out in the second half and Kildare weren't slipping hardly at all. Do you know? Now, Roscommon weren't really slipping. As you know, they had a lot of wides. The 12 wides and a lot more wides than Kildare had. But Kildare marked up well, you know what I mean? The backs and the forwards and all, they covered off very well. So they done very well in the fence, midfield, forwards, you know. The goal was a lovely move, you know. It was, got the ball, the full forward, and he sort of dummied your man. He flicked the ball inside. Flynn, I think, flicked it on, and scored the goal, you know. It's like a soccer goal, he just hit it, which was great, because if you'd have went to pick it up, he mightn't have scored. And that goal was a great start. They got a great start. Then all the things started happening about the black cards and the players, and they didn't really score then up to half time. But in the second half, the scoring was very good by both teams. And Kildare just edged it in the very finish, you know. So, like, Davy Burke did everything in his power, which is he was right to do. He has to. He's running Roscommon. He wanted the Kildare job, so he really went to beat them. But look at Glenn Ryan came out on top in this game now on the Kildare selectors. Fairness to them. So now anyway, it's up to Monaghan. It's against Monaghan now, and have to face up to them. It's only 6 days after, so it'll be about recovery of the bodies. They probably won't have done much training. They might have done a bit. Won't be done that much. Houlihan got injured. I don't know how he is now. Think it was hamstring. So you wouldn't know. He'd be missed now if he's not there. But anyway, I'm going to go with Kildare win, hopefully, by a point. Okay, Shinna will. Thank you.